All right, welcome in, everybody, to Soccer Matters on ESPN 97.5. As always, streaming at ESPN975.com for those out of market. We get a lot of out-of-market listeners. Call in number 713-780-3776. 713-780-3776. Always presented by the Daspit Law Firm, and we're on the heels of the Killer Bees, Jeremy and Joel. Hope you enjoyed their show. I'm sure you did, and we'll try to live up to it here right now. Question of the night: who is the most supported club team in Houston? Now, think about that. Could be the Houston Dynamo. Could be FC Barcelona. Don't call in and say Mexico. Okay. Could be Club America. 713-780-3776. Who is the most supported club team in Houston? It might be my guests tonight with Libres Y Lokos, the supporters group of Tigres here in Houston. Javier Rodriguez, Eduardo Monsivais, and Eric Salinas will join us in studio to talk Tigres tonight. John Aiello, Cesena. You know who Cesena is? Well, Jonathan Klinsmann plays for that team, Jurgen Klinsmann's son. It's a Serie C team that just won promotion to Serie B. And John Aiello is one of the owners. He will join me tonight because what we do see is there's only so much professional content in the world that men with money, billionaires, they want to be owners. And a lot of the movement now is towards lower division teams because there is the potential of promotion and increased valuation. You heard my interview with Jeff Luno on here. And right now his team, Leganés in Spain, the Spanish second division, doing extremely well. And if they jump to the first division, it's going to be quite the financial windfall. So really, really excited to play that interview for you. That one happened a little bit earlier in the day with John Aiello, but he's headed over to Italy, the Cesena owner, to celebrate on Sunday. They will play their final game against Perugia, but they have advanced in Serie B. A lot of Italian-American owners, Italian owners in the Serie A. In fact, we got one right here in Houston, Dad Freakin. Gulf States Toyota is the owner of Roma. Kyle Kraus, who's from the Midwest, I believe Des Moines. He has the Des Moines Menace in a lower division league. He's an owner at Parma. Bonus interview tonight, thirddegree.net. Buzz Carrick and I will talk Dynamo FC Dallas, get the Dallas point of view. But let's start off with some very important results today in the Premier League. Arsenal with a 5-0 win over Chelsea. 4 minutes in, the Gunners get off to the perfect start. Trossard in the fourth. What a signing Trossard has been in fourth minute. So it's only 1-0 at halftime. It ends 5-0 with Arsenal. Here's Ben White in the 52nd minute. He gets the second goal. And then Arsenal would go on to score a total of 4 goals in the second half. It's an embarrassment for Chelsea. Here it is. Arteta and Arsenal still hanging in there for the Premier League title race. Manchester City has 2 games in hand now. Here's Arteta post-match on the win. All right, so that was the one and only Arteta post-match there. Now, Chelsea really has struggled with American ownership. I mean, there's good American ownership. There's poor. There's owners that, because their egos are so big, they actually begin to think they know soccer. They start making player moves, transactional things. They don't leave the competitive staff alone. So Chelsea's an example of not a great American owner, Todd Bowley. And here is what the manager, Mauricio Pochettino, had to say on back-to-back losses. So that was Mauricio Pochettino. I mean, there's not much he can say right now. They're not getting great results. They are a very inconsistent team. And, a lot of people are going to point to the owner, which you do have to go to the top, I think. Liverpool today losing 2-0 in the Merseyside derby. Not good for Liverpool for a number of reasons. That's Jurgen Klopp's last ever Merseyside derby against Everton. Here's the second goal that was picked off by Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So a 2-0 loss. Braithwaite had another one in that game. So the Premier League standings now are Arsenal at 77 points. That was a huge win for them today. Liverpool at 74, and City at 73. But remember, City's got two games in hand, a total of 6 points available. Let's go over to Spain now. Xavi, this is big news. Only broke a couple of hours ago from Spain. I wish we had Jordi Sunye on. We could have woke him up in the middle of the night. Xavi will stay at Barcelona. Now, this is a dramatic turnaround. I thought if they went on a deep run in the Champions League and went a little bit deep, even went another round, that might be the thing that convinces him to say, doesn't matter. Joan Laporta, the board of directors, have changed his mind. Xavi will stay at Barcelona. This is good news for Barcelona. He understands the system. Remember the Villarreal loss. That's where he decided he had had enough. There are many people that say that Barcelona is the most pressure-filled environment to coach at in the world. That's very debatable. But the Villarreal loss, he announced his retirement. They just lost recently in the Clásico to Madrid 3-2, but that's very, very good news for Barcelona. Now, this may be good news depending on who you want to talk to. As we stick with Spain, Javier Tebas has announced that La Liga is going to play official matches in the U.S. in 2025 and 2026. This carousel of content coming to the United States and the ability to monetize it, it just continues to go on and on and on and on. More and more matches being brought here to monetize, but now we're dipping into the area of league games. Like this summer, we've got Copa America. All right. Some will say it's sacrilegious being played in the U.S., but we all know it can be monetized here in an amazing way, unlike it can be in South America. So you don't have the romanticism of the stadiums, but guess what? For us in Houston, we get to see Colombia, Paraguay. We get to see Mexico, Jamaica. We likely will see Argentina and Lionel Messi again. And by the way, you can get your tickets at lsse.net. You're not going to want to miss that. lsse.net. You got all those Copa America matches. You got Brazil taking on Mexico up in College Station. And then you got Inter Miami and Tigres. And we're going to talk with our guys who are here from the Tigres supporters group, Libres Y Lokos, when they get in here, about the fact that Tigres is now playing so much here in Houston. And that's a Messi game. That game was brought here on purpose, not only for Messi, but brought here because of the demand and the amount of fans of Tigres in Mexico. And I put the question out, who's the most supported team in Houston, Texas? I know what they're going to say when they come in here in the next segment. I know what Guillermo Lazo Romero is going to say because he's in there with his Rayados jersey on. I'm going to have to separate these guys. What's that song? You got to keep them separated. Might have to keep them separated tonight. I softened them up, though. They're eating empanadas from Little Patagonia out there. So I know how to do it here. You give everybody a full belly, nobody's going to start swinging with haymakers or anything, right? So we soften them up. A big thanks to Little Patagonia, by the way, Julian and Sebastian Abraham. By the way, Little Patagonia is in the stadium in Austin. How did Austin FC get Little Patagonia empanadas before us in Houston? I should have talked them up to the Dynamo more. Man, that's almost sacrilegious. We got to get them in the Dynamo Stadium because these empanadas are the best. You'll hear it from the guys when they come in here. So anyway, it's more and more matches being here, but league games, that doesn't float with me. I don't like that. I remember once calling, and it was kind of controversial at the time, many years ago, might have been 12 to 15 years ago, the Italian Super Cup between Juventus and Milan. At Giants Stadium at the time, Meadowlands. I did the game with Giorgio Canaglia, the famous Lazio striker and Roma striker. That's got to be 15 years ago. But huge crowd. And at the time it was, why is it over here? It doesn't make sense. But people were onto something. And the games get monetized here because these are unique opportunities for fans to see the stars that most of the time they're watching on television. Now, if you're fortunate enough to live in Monterrey, Mexico, you may even be traveling back to watch games that Tigres plays or Rayados plays. I know plenty of friends of mine that drive across the border to go watch the games live. And then this city is just full of supporters groups from all over the world that have watch parties, whether it's FC Barcelona, Manchester United, Arsenal. This group's representing everybody. Wolves, City, Space Citizens, Aston Villa. On and on we go. Mexican League teams. 713-780-3776. In your mind, who is the most supported club team anywhere globally in Houston? Texas Derby's coming up this weekend for the Houston Dynamo. They come off the loss to Austin FC 1-0. That one hurt. I mean, let's be honest. We don't want Austin getting one over on us up there. So we have a crack at another Texas Derby match. It's part of the Copa Tejas. I'm not sure that anybody's that worried about the Copa Tejas right now, but they're worried about gathering points. FC Dallas just lost 2-1 to Colorado. Nico Estevez is definitely under pressure. I think you can see it. There's visible signs of it. FC Dallas is 13 out of 14th in the West. They have had a huge, in defense of him, they have had a huge rash of injuries. Jesus Ferreira has been out. Paxton Pomykal is out for the season. Alan Velasco, these are all attacking players. So it's been rough for them. They have implemented a 3 center back system. I don't know if this is what they're going to do this weekend against the Houston Dynamo. But the 3 center backs, interestingly enough, one is Sam Junca, who used to play for the Houston Dynamo. The other is Omar Gonzalez, played for the U.S. national team, the Galaxy. Started his career at FC Dallas. And then Sebastian Ibiaga, who was a Dynamo Academy player, never stayed here. Ended up winning a title at New York City FC and LAFC as well, I think. I think he won 2 MLS Cups. But that's, how are you feeling about the Texas Derby right now? We need a win there. FC Dallas, 7 goals for, lowest in the West. Only 7. These are not goal-scoring teams. They've only got 16 goals between them. FC Dallas, 7 goals for, 12 against. Dynamo, 9 goals for, 8 against. Dynamo, one of the best defending teams in the league. We know that. Been exceptional there. They're either winning games by a goal or losing games by a goal, but hopefully the Dynamo can put together a multi-goal game on the road. I think the Dynamo have to be the favorites going to Dallas. I don't want to hear it's MLS. I don't want to hear how difficult the road is. Go up there and put a beat down on FC Dallas and get us back to where we belong. And let's see how much Ache is going to play in that game. All right, this is one of my favorite. This one goes deep with me. This is Leonard Skinner. It's called I Need You. CONCACAF Champions League tonight, 7:15 Central Time. Crew Rayados. When we come back, they're free and crazy. It's Libres Y Lokos. Supporters group of Tigres in Houston. Javier, Eduardo, and Eric will join me. We'll take a break. Soccer Matters, ESPN 97.5, presented by the Daspit Law Firm. We remind you to get down to a great soccer viewing pub. It's Pitch 25, right down in Edo. Get down there. Got a soccer field inside. They got 100 beers on tap, right in the shadows of Shell Energy Stadium. A lot of Dynamo fans go there. But they will be showing the Euros this summer. They'll be showing Copa America, Olympics, you name it, they'll have it there. You'll get the real feel of a group soccer watching experience there. Okay? That's Pitch 25 in Edo. We'll take a break. Supporters group talk coming up next.
You're listening to Soccer Matters on ESPN 97.5.
And on ESPN 92.5.
Brought to you by the Daspit Law Firm. From the Veritex Community Bank Studios, here's Glenn Davis.
All right, welcome back to Soccer Matters on ESPN 97.5. We roll on here tonight. We got a number of great guests in studio here I'm going to introduce you to in a second. I just want to remind you about the show tonight. Got an amazing interview coming up in the next and final segment with a man named John Aiello. He's the owner of Cesena in the Serie C in Italy. They just got promoted to Serie B, but you're going to talk. We're going to run that interview. It's a fantastic interview because there are more and more American owners now getting involved with teams and clubs around the world, and you'll hear that interview. It's a good one. Right now, joining us in studio, Libres Y Lokos. It's a supporters group in Houston. Even with my limited Spanish, I know that means free and crazy.
Yes, exactly.
And I appreciate Javier, Eric, and Eduardo coming in. Guys, thanks so much for coming in here tonight. Well, Javier, let's just start with you. I mean, you guys have a real presence in Houston. Tell us about the group just in your terms and, what it means supporting Tigres, what it means to you guys as a group, and maybe how it's maybe a little bit family-oriented.
Okay, so like you said, we're Libres Y Lokos. We're the Tigres supporters. We're the Houston branch. Okay, which is a smaller branch of the bigger group, which is based in Mexico. We have different cities here in the U.S. and different cities back in Mexico. So us here in Houston, we're in charge of everything Houston related. We got Tigres coming in for 2 games against Miami and then against Puebla. So our main goal here is just promoting everything based in Libres y Locos back in Mexico, which is supporting the team, making sure everything when the team plays here, we make sure that everything goes in correctly. We all the tifos, we try to make we always try to make our presence in the stadium, in the stands. We think that we have the most passionate group in back in Mexico and here in the United States, and especially here in Houston.
It's a huge brand, and one of the reasons I wanted you guys on the show is because you're totally connected to it. It's in your hearts, and I've said on this show many times from being here since '84 that Monterrey is one of the great soccer capitals in this hemisphere, and to get you guys in here to talk about it is spectacular. So, Eric, I'm going to go to you. I mean, when it's game day and you guys are there, just describe the feeling that overcomes you and the connection with the team, because these guys see you.
Well, like we all get together, man, and we're a bunch of friends that enjoy watching soccer games, and basically what we do is not just for the team. It just fills us. It fills our soul. Like it makes us want to do more. Like every game that the team comes and plays here, we try to surpass ourselves. We try to make it even bigger than last time, and that's mainly our goal. Every game that the club comes and plays here.
Xavier Rodriguez, Eduardo Monsivais, and Eric Salinas in studio here tonight. They are with the group called Libres Y Lokos, and free and crazy. What's it mean? That's your logo, free and crazy. I like that.
Yes.
Like Gignac.
Yes.
Exactly.
It feels great to be part of Libres y Locos. It feels great. It also feels like we're a family. Like Eric was saying just a little while ago, we all get together every game. We barbecue, we hang out, we help each other out. We talk about personal and
life
being
stuff.
related. Yes, of course, because we do talk to each other almost every day.
That's cool.
And it's a passion for Tigres. And being part of Libres y Locos, it's I can't describe it, but it feels amazing just to be part of it. And not just here, but also in Monterrey.
Yeah.
We also have the opportunity to travel and go to Monterrey. I mean, being at the section which is called 6A or 6A Boys, and rooting for Tigres and traveling and meeting different people all the time it feels great.
Pretty
It's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, I can feel the passion in your voice. I feel left out over here, but I can feel the passion, and you can sense that it's even bigger than just the team. I mean, you guys got to be thrilled. Number one, because you can get back there to see live games. And I'm sure you guys go back a lot to see live games. I know Rayados fans do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the amount of times Tigres is coming through, I mean, this is awesome. It's coming in your own backyard.
Exactly.
We got a game with Inter Miami and Messi. I mean, how much more can you guys ask for? You're taking too much. Javier, come on.
Exactly. It's like. Man, we save money, instead of traveling back to Mexico, we can watch the.
You guys did a great job of convincing Tigres to play in Houston a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see, that's the thing. You made a good point. We have a lot of Tigres supporters here, like a lot, honestly. So they notice that. They notice that our passion is big. So every time they come and play here, the stadium, it's most of the time it's always us. Like 90% is gonna be Tigres fans. Even when they play against Dynamo a couple of years back in the CONCACAF, it was mostly Tigres fans.
Correct.
And they see that, and that's why they always choose Houston. It's
Sure.
like their main city.
I mean, look, they wouldn't have put the Leagues Cup Inter Miami game here. I mean, that's because of the support of Tigres and the power of the brand. Look, when I'm driving around, I see more Tigres stickers on cars. I mean, seriously,
Yeah,
I see it
exactly.
more than anything. So I'm gonna come to you, Eduardo, and these may be a little bit. Do you guys support the Dynamo and the MLS product at all, or is it solely Tigres? And don't feel obligated. Answer the question the way you want to answer it. Not that you wouldn't. And
I love-
speak up.
Yeah, of course. I love soccer.
Yep.
I personally don't support the Dynamo, but I do have friends that go for the Dynamo, and I do sit down and watch a couple of games. And not just that, I mean, like I said, we love soccer, and we'll watch any team in around the world, of course.
Eric, what would it take for you to be more of a Dynamo fan? Like, if I was somebody from their front office and I was saying, man, I need you Tigres guys at my games. Is there any way to win you guys over? We may not win you over as being the priority, but can we win you over as a secondary?
My heart stands with Tigres, and that's the
I
bottom
love
line.
the honesty, by the way.
That's the bottom line.
I mean,
Yeah. My heart is with Tigres. Even my shirt says it.
yep, I saw it.
Tigres
I am
corazón.
Tigres. Yeah.
So like I can't. I just can't.
So is this theory about Liga MX, Javier, is this true that, there's people that make this comment that, if somebody's a Liga MX fan, whether it's America, Chivas, Tigres, Rayados, they can never be an MLS fan. Do you guys believe that?
Well, me personally, speaking like for
I'm
myself,
saying yourself and then overall.
myself, it's like me. Tigres is my team. I cannot go support any other team. But now there's other people that they like you said, it doesn't matter if they're from Houston, they're from Dallas, they're from New York. They support a Mexican team and they support a MLS team.
Yeah.
I know there's people that do that. Me personally, not me. Most of us, like in the Tigres group, it's always Tigres. It's mainly Tigres.
I was pretty aware of that, but I wanted people to hear you guys say this because, this is always the never-ending question in the United States is, man, you got so much passion in these groups, if you could harness some of this. And I think you answered it beautifully that, people are fans of both teams. Supporters groups. What else do you do outside of it? So you support each other. It's social. It's your club. Do you guys do any charity things? I mean, what do you guys do?
Yeah, I mean,
Outside of it, because
yeah.
I know there's a lot of
going on.
a lot of things going on in these groups.
I mean, outside of now that I mentioned charity, I mean, we've done some charity before. Like when someone needs help that let's say they're in the hospital and they need to pay their medical bills.
You guys come together.
we'll have this event back in our bar, and we raise money to help them out. We also help. Well, this was in 2017, but remember back in Harvey, we actually got to do with other cities like San Antonio, Dallas, and so on, and we collected a lot of things that we donated to the people. So we done
Fantastic.
charity work, some charity
That's
work.
great.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
And-
That's great. That's great because that's another commonality that brings people together.
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
working on something good to help
And
othwe mean, why wouldn't we, right?
Besides that, we also have events, or for example, like Mother's Day. We have a event for the mothers.
Excellent.
Christmas. We have a Christmas party and stuff like that. We always try to have people feel like they're a part of a family, not just a group, like family. That we're all family there, so they can feel welcome in our group.
Eric, tell me about the connection with Andre Pierre Gignac because, this guy, I mean, you would think this guy was born in Monterey. You've forgotten that he's a Frenchman.
He forgot he's a Frenchman.
Yeah.
Man, he's a beast. He's a
That was
beast.
good. He's even forgot.
He's even forgot. He's even told the reporters in interviews. He's like, I'm Mexican. You've even seen him with the Mexico jersey with the
Yeah.
selección, with the jersey. He's got on. His kids. They were born in Monterrey, so
Yeah.
that makes him Mexican.
How old are his kids? Are they coming up through the youth system? That might be something to
Not
be
yet,
thinking about.
not
We better
yet.
think about that, right?
But man,
There's some genes there.
there's some genes.
Eduardo, speaking of Tigres, when Tuca Ferretti left, I love Tuca Ferretti, first of all. I just think he's so good for the game in so many Was that difficult for you guys? I mean, what were you guys thinking when that managerial change occurred?
For me, it was. Being Tuca, we won several championships.
By the way,
so-
he's got a voice for radio. Javier.
Yeah.
We better get him out of here. I don't want to lose my job.
So it was kind of difficult, but we believed in the team, the institution, anyone behind the Cesena and the desk. So we thought that whoever was next was going to be the best decision. I know for a fact that Tuca, even though he is no longer coaching, he's always going to be around. He's always going to be around. I've seen his interviews, and he loves Tigres. He loves Tigres, and there's always connection with the players, with the fans, and then if I'm not mistaken, I think he still lives in Monterrey. So so
don't break that news. There might be people coming looking for him. Man. MLS may want him here.
Yes.
Javier, just talk a little bit about Tigres right now and the standings, playoffs coming up. Where you think they're at?
Man, look, I know we had it rough, and like in the middle of the tournament, but right now, I think that the team has shown that they're ready. They're ready. You know, we always say that the playoffs are a whole different thing. They are a different tournament. You know, once the playoffs start, it doesn't matter if you're number one, you haven't lost the match. You can probably lose the first match or second, and Tigres, the last two games, they have shown that they're ready, I might have my doubts, because they were struggling, but they shown that, especially with the new players, the young players, because those are really needed, you need new blood, you need new people that have more energy, because, Gignac is he's 38. So even though he's like the greatest player to play in Tigres, he's not gonna have the same energy as the new guys. So they shown the new guys, because they're young. They're shown that they can withstand the pressure of being like with a big team like Tigres, like Tigres. So I have faith in my team. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do great.
Eric, real quick, and I would take this from all you guys because we only got a minute left. But do you guys like the split season? Do you like the two short seasons? I'm not a fan of it personally, but I know a lot. It keeps everybody engaged because you're quickly crowning a champion, then you're going on to it again. What do you guys think?
For me, it's a love-hate relationship with it.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to say.
Every year, you have two champions. So you have two chances to become champion a year.
Yeah.
And not another league has that.
But the counter argument to that is to win a season over the course of a year. Now, that's a hell of a body of work, right?
It feels like...
It almost seems like it's, even with MLS, we set it up so that everybody stays involved and we all got a shot. Even though we're having a lousy season, we're still in it with 2 weeks to go because mathematically we're still in it. So, I don't know. How about you?
To me, I think it's great.
Yeah.
You give the players a chance to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Also, go on vacation, come back, prepare for the next tournament. So, I think it's good. It's good for them. It's good for everybody.
So you leave the old guy to me like wanting the old way.
No,
right?
no.
I got to start.
No,
I
it
got to
has
start
nothing to
moving
do
with the
with it.
future.
No,
I guess.
no.
I guess I get. Well, we still have promotion and relegation over. I love that part of it because I think that puts skin in the game. Javier, what else? You want to tell us about the organization? I mean, do you guys actively recruit? How does that work? Because I think you got to be pretty special and you got to be a real Tigres fan to get into. I don't think I got a shot from New Jersey being in this group, but tell us how it works.
No,
the hierarchy.
No, we don't have any special requirements for you, like for anyone to join our group. If you're a big Tigres fan and you want to be a part of our group, just show up. Our during our games at the bar, go to the stadium. Be there. Your presence is all that we need. Anyone can be part of it. There's no requirements. You don't have to fill out any forms. You don't have to ask anyone, hey, can I be a part of it? No, just show up and be there.
Have a Tigres shirt on, you got a good chance.
Yeah, just show up with a Tigres shirt, and then you're more than welcome. And then and there, you're gonna be welcome. You're gonna be part of us.
Awesome.
That's all.
Listen, I want to thank all three of you. It's not easy to get in here. I love the fact that you came in here live tonight. It's been a genuine pleasure talking with you. This is Libres Y Lokos, the supporters group Tigres, they're big in Houston. By the way, I love that picture of you guys in front of the front of the skyline downtown.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
Javier Rodriguez, Eduardo Monsivais, I hope I said that right, and Eric Salinas. Gentlemen, a real pleasure having you in here tonight. Thank you for
Thank you
making
for having
it.
us.
so much.
Thank you.
That could be the interview of the year right there with Libres Y Lokos. We're going to take a break. Soccer Matters, ESPN 97.5. Coming up, the owner of Cesena in Serie C in Italy, promoted to Serie B. He's John Aiello. This is an interview you're not going to want to miss.